Okay, so now we're doing an unhaul. So I just hauled a bunch of books, and it's time for me to clear off my bookshelves. It's actually been time for a really long time. Some of these are books that I bought a really long time ago, back pretty much when I first started my channel, found Book Outlet, bought a lot of books that I didn't know anything about, and did eventually plan to get to, but my reading tastes have changed so much that it's just not going to happen. But then I also have a lot of books on here that I read and I don't want to keep anymore. Let's start with some series. The Raven Boys. Blue Lily Lily Blue. That's book 3. Dream Thieves. And The Raven King. Wow. Anyway, this series is one that I've hung on to for a long time. I gave book 1 4 stars. I gave book 2 like 1 star. And I gave book 3 3 stars. And I really, really enjoyed book 1, but I didn't like book 2 at all and didn't love book 3. So it's one of those series that's actually kind of hard for me to get rid of because I'd like to just go ahead and read the last book and call it a day. But I've been hanging on to this series for like 2 years and I still haven't read the last book. And I have so many books that I'm excited about that I don't think I'll ever complete this series. So I'm getting rid of it. Then we have the Vampire Academy series. So I read book 1, 3 years ago at the very beginning of my channel. Gave it 5 stars. Book 2, I think, also got 5 stars. Book 3 got 4 or 3. 4 got 2 or something. 5 got also about 2 or something. And then I quit and I never read the last book. I think this is a series that I'm really happy to get rid of because I think that at least the first 3 books were really well done. I have some complaints. I have some pretty major complaints, but I think most of those complaints come from me being a 27-year-old now as opposed to a 16-year-old, which is the target audience. And I think it's great for its target audience. It's just that they're not the books for me anymore, so I'd rather put them in the hands of someone who can enjoy them, and there's really no point in me hanging on to them. Okay, Divergent. I bought the trilogy, read them not that long ago, like a year ago, and I really enjoyed book 1, but I didn't like books 2 or 3. I got rid of books 2 and 3, hung on to book 1 because I liked it, but I don't really need to hang on to it. Ruined is a book that I thought was really well done. I thought it was a great book. It just wasn't really for me. I gave it 3.5 stars. I know I'll never reread it. I know I'll never talk about it again. Cruel Beauty, another 3-star book. Not much to say about it. Cosplay and Upworld are both self-pub. No, wait, this is small press. This is self-pub. Both sent to me. Both I gave 3 stars. They were good books, just not really for me. And then I think that's all the books that I've read. No, it's not, but it's almost all the books I've read. Let's go through my TBR. So this is mostly books that have either been gifted to me over the years or that I bought through Book Outlet over the years because they were cheap and I was just buying books because I used to just like to buy books for the sake of buying books. So I have a lot. 3 Sides of a Heart. It's an anthology about love triangles, and I don't read anthologies. The Conspiracy of Us and Map of Fates. These are 2 books that I've hung on to forever because they still appeal to me slightly. When they were newly released, they were really, really popular. I got them both for about $1. And I've been wanting to read them for so long, but I still haven't picked them up. So I don't think I'm going to. The Woman in Cabin 10 is a thriller that I got and I was really, really excited about until everyone rated it low. And now I'm suddenly not so excited. Because the reason everybody rated it low is because the main character is stupid and can't deduce anything on her own. And that is a trope that I do not like. Siren Sisters, another Book Outlet purchase when I was just searching for any good Siren book. But then after I bought it, I realized it was middle grade. I read the first chapter and it was pretty good, but it just wasn't what I was looking for. I want something really, really dark, and I know that I'm probably less likely to find that in the middle grade section. Smoke and Bone, I got this. Actually, I got 3 copies of this. Okay. I have mentioned this on my channel before. I don't work with publishers because I don't like having an out-of-control TBR. I really like my TBR to be only, 30 books tops and only books that I'm really excited about. I don't really want publishers to send me books unsolicited because I don't want my shelves full of books that I may not read. So I intentionally don't work with publishers, but somehow they still find me sometimes and send books to my P.O. boxes. And this author sent me 2 ARC copies and 1 finished copy of this book that I never agreed to review. Like, what a waste of resources. I already donated both the ARCs. I kept the finished copy just in case I decide to read it. I'm not going to read it. I'll donate that too. The Traitor Prince came in a book box, but it was the 3rd book in the series. So I bought books 1 and 2 off of Book Outlet, read book 1, gave it 3 stars, didn't want to continue with the series. Wild Beauty was a birthday gift that I was so excited about, and then I read half of it and DNF'd it. Blind Wish and Forbidden Wish, both of which I bought through Book Outlet when I was really, really, really into retellings, and I still like a solid retelling sometimes, but now I mostly just want to read 1001 Nights, the original tale. I think that I'll enjoy that a lot more. Oh, goodness. I don't know. European Travel for the Monstrous Gentleman. This was an unsolicited book sent by a publisher again, and I think it's a sequel. Then I haven't even read the first one. Red Queen I read and enjoyed, so my mom bought me all of the books, and I never continued with the series. And I know I wouldn't like it now, because as far as fantasy goes, I really like high, epic fantasy, hard magic systems, and I know that that's not what this series is. Stronger, Faster, More Beautiful, another book that a publisher sent me, unsolicited. Ooh, The Warrior Heir. I put this in my get rid of pile, but I probably shouldn't. Okay, so I read half of this and put it down because I wasn't feeling it. But this is a really popular series that a lot of people love, and I kind of feel tempted to just keep it and see it through since so many people love it. But I honestly probably won't get to it. There's so many books I'm excited about. Book 2 of The Traitor Prince. Not gonna read it. Another unsolicited ARC. The Foxhole Court. I bought this in the beginning of my booktube life when everybody was obsessed with this book, but I'll never read it. Eve the Awakening. I bought this. I used to be a super avid watcher of Jenna Moressi's channel. I still watch her channel. I like her. She's great. But I'll probably never read Eve. Achilles. I got this in a giveaway. I don't know anything about it. The Muse. Another Book Outlet purchase. I actually bought this for the cover alone, and then after I bought it, several people told me that it was a really slow, boring book, so I never ended up reading it, and again, I just have more exciting things that interest me right now. Into the Water, my mom bought this. She was in the hospital with my grandpa, and she bought it at the gift store, read it, liked it okay, gave it to me in case I wanted to try it out, and a lot of people said it sucked, so I never did. Space Opera, another unsolicited publisher book. Spin of the Dawn, another unsolicited publisher book. I actually considered picking this one up because it is, I think it's a Mulan retelling. Pretty sure it's Own Voices. Yep, Own Voices. And I love Mulan and would be really interested in a good Mulan retelling, but I don't know. The cover's really beautiful, so it does appeal to me, but maybe I should read the first chapter and see if I can connect with that before I get rid of it. Maybe I'll do that because, I don't know. Again, there's just books that I'm actually really excited about, so to pick up something that I'm not as excited about. Superman, unsolicited publisher. Book of Flora, unsolicited publisher. The Wine Witch, unsolicited publisher. I actually did read the first 2 chapters of this book, and because I really liked the cover and I liked the concept of it. It's about like a witch who is captured by a spell, and then she breaks free of the spell, and then she goes back to her garden because she her like magical abilities are to do with gardening and growing of plants, and she goes back to it, and then it's been taken over by a man, and she has to work as his staff pretending to be a normal human in order to be able to tend to her area that she loves so much. Read the first couple of chapters and I just really didn't like it. The first chapter she was a frog, and then she got out of that curse in like 2 seconds flat, and it was just, I don't know, kind of a jarring beginning. Like, if you're gonna start with someone being cursed, show me the consequences of that curse rather than just like getting out of it and then getting into the story. I don't know, I just didn't really like it. How to Love, another book. I think this one was gifted to me, and people who know my taste told me they didn't think I would like it, so I never picked it up. Eleanor, this was a DNF. School of Good and Evil, I read this at the very beginning of my channel and didn't really like it. and The Glittering Court. I picked this up back when I liked the Vampire Academy and was just interested in reading more from this author, but then I found out that it's one of those series where the first book is a story on its own, and then the second book is rewind, let's retell the story from another character's perspective, and I just don't tend to like those, so I'm not going to read it. Okay, I went through those really, really fast. Wow. So those are all the books that I'm going to get rid of. I am going to be donating these to my library. Most of these I either didn't pay for or only paid a couple cents to $1 for buying them secondhand. So I don't really have hardly any money, if any money, invested. In fact, a lot of these books, some of them came from Book Outlet, but a lot of them also came from my local secondhand bookstore where they do an exchange system. So if I bring in books, then they let me take a book. It's like 1 for 1. I don't know how they stay in business that way. So a long time ago when I did an unhaul, I brought in like 50 books and I'm still working off of that credit. So most of these books I didn't even pay for. I just did an exchange. And since I still have a credit at that secondhand bookstore, I'm just going to send all of these off to the library because I just figured they could use it more than me having more store credit racked up at this secondhand store. So I'm going to donate to the library. Hopefully they can put these books to better use than I can. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a lovely day. I post videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'll see you guys again soon.